an ad.
Oh, wow. Cool. Well, thank you. We all are back once again. Thank you for joining HandyCon 2024. And I have with me a panel of illustrious women, the women of HNS. And that is the topic of tonight's discussion. And we want to go around the room once again and have each lady introduce themselves. Maybe we can start with Chingle Unchained, who has the coolest name, by the way. So if you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and maybe what brought you to HNS.
Yeah, so I've just been a crypto enthusiast for a very long time. I was a very early contributor to Cosmos and was watching on the sidelines as HNS was being built because I was just co-working in the same office when they were building it because we're all pretty much the same circle of friends building cool things, and that same team has subsequently also starting to build another project that's very exciting right now. So that's a very long story short.
Oh, I'm on mute. Awesome. Thank you so much. Irene, you're up next. You're on mute, like me. Can't hear you. Are you? Oh, we heard you before. Um, maybe. Yeah, log out again. So while she's getting that together, how about we move to Margie from Bitmain?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. My name is Margie, and I'm the marketing manager from Bitmain. I'm taking care of like marketing activities and also POW ecosystem development. And I deal with, Handshake, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and all that, like the development side. So that's how I got into HNS. That's how I got to know Mike. And since then, we have hosted a lot of interesting online and offline events. So basically, I had a lot of fun in HNS.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Let's try that again, Irene. Oh no, we still can't hear you. Well, we do see that you're on mute again. I can see.
He's on mute.
Oh no, I don't know what it is.
And Irene, your mic is maybe not working. Not so sure. This time we cannot hear you.
Yeah, we heard you when you were backstage. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, BJ are also on mute.
We just cannot get it together. Okay, this is not a very good representation right now of women of but we are going to get it together.
Don't worry, Irene. I was having technical problems earlier on too. It's not you. It's Airmeet.
Yeah, there you go. And it's also because we multitask. We do lots of different things at the same time. So we're going to get it together. So anyway, with regard to this conversation, we want to talk about girl power a little bit and, kind of, the whole ecosystem of HNS and even, the tech world in general. And how do you feel that, the role that women play in this industry, and what do you think that we bring to the table that is needed in this space? Any thoughts on that, Chingo?
Sorry, I was distracted with chat. What was the question?
My question was in terms of women in the tech space in general, but especially Web3. What do you think that women bring to the table? With regard to what we have to offer.
Can you come back to me? I can't think of the answer on the spot because normally I'm just like talk about the tech.
Okay, awesome. So we could Can we try you one more time, Irene?
Yeah, hello. How about the sound now?
There you go.
Okay, that's great. So great to be back with you here. Okay, so I'm Irene and I'm from Augury, also called Augury Ventures. So I get to know to Handshake since 2020. Yeah, and yeah, I have a lot of love for handshakes, and also it's like my I can also call if I can call it's like a hobby. Yeah, I really love it. Like I love a lot. I just yeah. Or I can say that I am a handshake admirer like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And
Okay, well, with regard to the question about
I think we're all
women,
handshake admirers.
for sure. With regard to the question about women in Handshake and women in tech in general, I think that kind of, especially with some of these talks and, say Twitter spaces that we host and stuff like that. And sometimes the guys can get a little, amped up and raunchy depending on what the subject matter is. And oftentimes it's a woman that comes and is the voice of reason and kind of brings everything back down and gets people calm and all that kind of stuff. What do you think about that? And also with adding the technical aspects to it, or being able to pretty much convey it rationally. Do you think that is true or no? What do you think?
Sorry, these questions are very loaded.
Yeah.
I have to-
I agree.
Um,
Well, it's about representation, and of course it's loaded. So to me, that is one of the problems. So for instance, when you talk about women in the tech space, is it a safe space? So if you say that those questions are loaded, is it a space where we feel comfortable just talking, amongst ourselves or in an audience, and being able to freely, say what we think without any, prejudgment about the fact that we, are a woman or anything, like that. If that is, we're talking about women of HSN and what our contributions are. So, that was one of the questions, like in terms of how do we show up? How do we show up in the space? What is our role? So you sound like you have some thoughts.
Well, I guess like in tech space, there's still relatively low presence of women in the tech space, and I've got into the crypto industry in 2022, and then I immediately found out that there is a very low representation of women. And I think this is kind of an industry for men, and that's what I saw in 2022. And then from like between 2022 and 2024, I have seen a lot of women joining this space. And I've discovered that they are more on the marketing side and PR side, like me. So I guess I think women in blockchain and crypto space, we do more like people related jobs, like hosting events, communicating with people, and do marketing stuff. But also at the same time, I feel like we could learn more about the tech side of of like Web3, crypto, blockchain, and that will help us be more competitive and be more respected in this industry. That's what I thought.
Great points. And
the fact that there are 5 women here on this panel this year in 2024, and this panel existing is a good early signal for Handshake taking off.
Exactly.
Because like the last 3 conferences, there was no such panel, and it was all about like the tech and everything. So this is one of those indicators.
I agree 100%
Yeah.
with Margie said, and Chango. And actually, I would say, being a woman in HSN, I feel very welcome. I feel welcome and I feel included. So, with regard to this community specifically, I do think that we do a good job of letting everyone, kind of hold space and have a voice and an opinion. And I feel like it's not just I think that that the opinions are valued. I don't think that it's just for show or whatever. I actually genuinely feel like people actually care about what I might have to say. So in this community in particular, I feel supported, and I feel that if women, I happen to be more, I'm a little geeky, a little technical, but not in to the point that I can build something from scratch and make it work without, meaning doing all the coding. Now I can put together or piece together some stuff that somebody else coded. But in terms of me actually, being able to do A to Z, the coding and all that, that might be difficult. But I feel like if I have an idea and I, came up with something, that there are people here, men that I could talk to that would take me seriously and say, hey, that's a great idea, or it's not a great idea because of this, this, and this, and this. But if it's something you want to do, we can work through it. I do feel like we get that kind of support here, everybody across the board. So that's a great thing about this community, I would say. But with regard to some of the things that you all are doing as women in HSN and women in tech in general, why don't we talk a little bit more about that? So, Margie, if you could tell us a little bit more about Bitmain and it specifically and how it is engaged with and how, working with HSN, that would be great.
Yeah. So Bitmain, we're the world's largest manufacturer of crypto mining servers. Basically, we produce miners, and we have HNS miner from very early on, and we really support HNS. Our miner is called HS3, by the way. So we have been supporting HNS, and we believe in HNS from a long time ago, and then we really want to help grow the ecosystem. And I think last year we had the first offline activity in Chiang Mai with Mike. We invited a lot of people, and we enjoyed the food and enjoyed the discussion, and we did some raffles. That was really fun. And also, we did the videos together, me and Mike. That was the first time we did this kind of, promotion, do a video every week before the event. I think that was really fun. We just talk. And I think getting back to your question about the women's presence, I think that's what we are really good at. And to talk to people, like communication. So, but back to the topic, like we really want to grow HNS. We want to see more people know about HNS. So yeah, that's the direction that we are working towards too.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be in Thailand for a few months. So Mike, we should do some more in-person events and onboard some Thai devs.
Okay, well, with that said, would you like to talk a little bit more about what you're working on, Chingo?
If I'm going to be completely honest, I'm just launching some like super deep shitters on Solana. Anonymously. But I'm doing that, but at the so I've just like gone down the deep end. Like we went from like HNS R curve to like just like boom. And yeah, some of those shitters are actually like pumping pretty hard. So it's been pretty good. Yeah, and so there's an upcoming hackathon in like a handshake hackathon in Vietnam that the GWeb Foundation is going to sponsor a bounty for, and I think that what would be great is if we got people to build inscriptions on the Handshake blockchain or build like layer 2 sublevel domains on the Handshake blockchain as like the layer 1. So that would be really, really cool to see. And Handshake already has covenants, so it wouldn't be hard to imagine that it could be, the functionality could be extended in order to enable, the degen shit. Like, yeah, like, I mean, this look, we solved the Byzantine generals problem 5 years ago. That was the really hard part, and brought proof of stake to the blockchain, and now we're launching dog meme coins on it. That's our product market fit.
Okay.
We thought we were gonna change the world, but
Hey, hey, I'd love to get some alpha on those dog coins that you're launching and get in on some of that. Get in while the getting's good. So with that said, I have a question for you. Earlier today, when we talked about scaling Handshake, and we talked about ENS, for example, and how there's a huge community around ENS, and a lot of that has to do with the crypto community and it being so closely tied to ETH, as well as, say, the NFTs and the popularity of that, and how that has grown and now maybe dwindled over the last year or so, but how it kind of skyrocketed and all that. And with regard to you talking about releasing and building or doing a couple of shitters, as you say, some shit coins or whatever, what do you think would be the possibility, or would it be a good idea to do a project like that on HSN, an HSN token, or linking it to some sort of ID or some sort of NFT? Do you think that is possible? And if it is possible, in terms of, what do you think in terms of helping to build a community? Is that an idea? Is that something that you think is doable?
Yeah, absolutely. So we know now that a lot of the like the fundamentals for crypto projects is like it's largely driven by the TV, like the protocol owned liquidity on a certain blockchain, and they want to look at transaction volumes. And so I think it's a mistake to look at the Handshake blockchain as if like the blockchain, the block space should be scarce, right? In fact, people look at transaction volume as a way to infer adoption. And so if we have, I mean, the blockchain right now is only used for renewals and bidding, right? So, and those things aren't generating frequent transactions, and so it kind of like from the outside looking in, people look at it as if it's like a ghost chain, right? It's not like that much that highly used, but if you put inscriptions, you use the block space for a bunch of like appending metadata and all these different things, and if there was some value for these inscriptions, then it would make the block space more valuable. It would make the Handshake token more valuable as the quote unquote gas token of the native blockchain. So there's like a lot of value to be had for like turning the blockchain into doing something more than just name. I know it's like I know it's an app chain, but like look at Bitcoin, right? Like ordinals. If anything that could be done on Bitcoin could be done on Handshake too. So I mean, I would advocate for that. I don't think it's a bad thing for people to bloat the blockchain, the Handshake blockchain, with a whole bunch of spam transactions like minting ordinals on it. Also, like the inscriptions could be like the sub-level domains on the Handshake block, right? Like you could build SLD ordinals and append it to like a Handshake TLD, make your TLD more valuable if you lower the barrier to entry for inscribing on the blockchain. There's a lot of things you can do. I would advocate for that. I want to see that.
All awesome, ideas. And, maybe in terms of creating more utility and building, of course, we have always a conversation about marketing versus building. And, it's kind of the chicken or the egg, conversation. And I think that we have pretty much come to the conclusion and consensus that it needs to happen in tandem, and we need to do both. Not necessarily that one supersedes the other, especially because people have already been building lots of things that we need to market, that we now need to shift to marketing, and coming up with something that would help propel that. So I'd be interested in having some more conversations about that, especially now in the bull market, or whatever else, or for the next bull market, being able to participate in that, in Handshake in some kind of way, and then getting people excited about it. I think that could be an awesome project that maybe women of HSN could work on. Who knows? So,
And now you see our women's power. I mean, yeah, you can see the women's power here. Oh, the women's here in this screen right now. They are so really gifted and talented, and also a lot of energy. Is it?
awesome. Well, thank you. Well, what about you, Arlene? What are some of the things, Arlene, some of the things that you might be working on that you're excited about with regard to Handshake right now?
Actually, for the nearest thing that coming really soon in April, as I said in my presentation, my previous presentation is a Vietnamese hackathon that like Tiango has mentioned before. Yeah, so that hackathon is will be held in a large scale, and there will have a lot of students and talented people, programmer, will come there, and they will compete to see who's the best. And yeah, I really hope that it will make this hackathon will create a great programmer communities in Vietnam, and also it can help to develop internet community in Vietnam as well. Yeah, so that's the most exciting things that are coming in April.
Sounds awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, well, apparently it's late here where I am, 9 o'clock, and I've been up since 6 o'clock doing it. So apparently I've been saying something other than HNS, but hopefully you all know that that is what I mean to be saying. I don't even know what I said, but I do mean HNS when I'm talking about it. So I don't know, how much time do we have left, and should we go to questions? Because we do have a couple of questions. And can we move to maybe the first question if we're ready to do that? Okay, awesome. Thank you. What do you ladies believe blockchain technology will help facilitate greater opportunities for women around the world? In what ways? Actually, that says. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
So the Solana shitter game is really great because I made this tweet the other day comparing the VC game to the meme coin speculation game. But the difference is that the VC game is now closed, and you typically have to be an accredited investor in order to get into these deals. And they are now being the valuation's really high, like plus $4 billion fully diluted value. And so if you're not one of those people who can speculate in the big leagues, I guess, then you could invest in the shitters. And so I think that the meme coin game has been really it's lowered the barrier to entry so much for anyone to enter, even like a high school kid who has like some crypto in their account without even an ID or a bank account can come in and speculate and flip some shit coins and make $10,000 or something off of like a couple cents, right? Like the IRR is actually really good for that game. And that's like like the Wild West of crypto is gone. We used to have it up until up until like before the ETFs, right? So even up until last year. But the regulatory environment has been really, really bad now. And so now the crypto Wild West has kind of migrated over to meme coins, which is, it's great to see. These meme coins are so retarded. And it's so funny, so that like you just don't take it seriously, right? And if you do try to take it seriously, it's like like jokes on you, because I made like 100x on Buttcoin.
Right. Exactly. Very interesting. So, do you have any thoughts, Margie, on that? On blockchain and lowering the barriers to entry for women?
So I think the blockchain industry will help women grow their presence in the tech industry. And in terms of learning, I feel like ever since I got into the crypto industry, we are all learning. So somehow I don't think the barrier is that high. So as long as you're willing to read and learn and check Twitter, what's going on, and
Oh,
ask
girl,
people.
that's a right curve strategy. Okay, read.
Right, and talk to different kinds of people. And I think in the blockchain industry, people are pretty connected because we kind of believe in the same thing. And people are very nice and willing to answer your questions all the time, which I ask questions a lot. So yeah, so I guess the blockchain industry kind of like opened up more opportunities for women and to shine in this industry. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
I would agree with what you're saying. I think that the whole kind of ethos behind, blockchain and even, the Web3 community about, sovereign ownership and inclusivity and all of that makes it a little bit easier for women to come in. And as long as you are providing value to be able to be, taken seriously. And since, again, like you said, it's such a new thing, for most people, the playing field it's kind of even. And also with regard to breaking away from legacy systems, where Chango mentioned that it's harder to get into that, like with some of the VCs, and now you having to, have all of this different criteria that didn't exist before. But in this space, in the Web3 space, building from the ground up, it pretty much everybody has an opportunity as long as you're willing to jump in and get your hands dirty, right? So with regard to women, I think that the playing field is open, and it's almost like if you build it, they will come, or whatever. But also just being present, That's how I ended up, here and moderating this panel, is just being present, just showing up myself, which is not necessarily the case in other areas. Sometimes you show up, but you're still invisible. I don't feel that that is necessarily the case here. So I do believe that women have a space with regard to HNS, and also in Web3 in general, as long as we keep showing up.
Yeah, I think that both the men and women plays an important role in blockchain, especially in internet communities, because women and men bring different viewpoint and idea and market insight to their project. That would be really great.
Awesome. Well, with regard to women and supporting women on blockchain, what can we do? How can we help with some of the things that you are doing? Like Chango, I was serious when I said I was interested to know more about, the next, thing to jump on in terms of the whole, shitcoin industry right
Okay,
now.
so yeah, ready? Okay, so I'm in When token. It's another cat token. Like there was Mog, which is another cat token, but Mog had already pumped. But anyway, so like cat tokens relative to dog tokens is extremely undervalued. If you compare how many people in the world own cats versus dogs, cats are the number two like pets in the world. So it's like obviously undervalued right now. But the market cap is undervalued. So, there's alpha there. So there's like Popcat, there's When, Mog was another one. And, but then there's also like the political tokens, which is also really good because, this is the year of politics, right? Primary elections in the United States are happening. So there's like Dolan Trump versus Joe Biden. But then there's also like MAGA coin, but then there's also like Elizabeth Horn. So like, look, I'm talking about really, really left curve stuff. Okay. It's like actually the more offensive a token is, the more attention it has, therefore the more pump-mentals it has. Okay. Also, the number one blue chip meme coin right now is a dog with a hat. It's like literally a Shiba Inu with like a beanie cap on. But then people also put like the beanie cap on like Elon or something. And there's another token called Elon Musk. So the more you could misspell someone's name, the more it's gonna pump too. Just because like the more retarded you are, the better you can do at like the meme coin pumps. So this is just like yeah. Like look, guys, seriously, what do you? Yeah, are you like working at a 9 to 5 or like trying to earn like a wage of 90K a year with benefits or something, or are you gonna buy a token with like a beanie on a dog and it's going on the Las Vegas sphere. Like they've raised enough funds, they've crowdsourced the funds to put an ad like just a dog with a hat on the Las Vegas sphere. The next one is going to go up in like Times Square, right? It's just going to be a dog with a hat, and then it's going to pump so hard. Can you not financial advice, but kind of financial advice. Yeah. Also, there's a dog coin. Okay, it's hairless. It's a Shiba Inu, but it doesn't have hair. Okay, like how it's like this is just like ridiculous. But the most entertaining outcome is the most likely, and so like if you just like buy into the most ridiculous tokens, it can pump. Do you want to make your 100x on like a serious?
Well, I love your energy and your enthusiasm, and yeah, we need to apply some of that to trying to come up with some things that we can do to help pump Handshake and coming up with those ideas. So I think that is our time. Is that our time for today? I saw something that said 1 minute left. Oh yeah, we're over time. So thank you all once again for joining us and talking to the women of HNS. Thank you, Mike, for having us, and Anne for everything that you do. And until next time, thank you so much. And stay around for the rest of the sessions, networking, and also don't forget to log on tomorrow. Alrighty, have a great night. Alrighty, bye-bye. Thank you, ladies.